This is always like never before.
There's a shot.
That might be. It could be.
Right field. Grand slam. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do, and all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
At CDW, we get speed as the new currency of success.
Our team spends way too much time tending to outdated applications and software when they should be focused on driving application agility and innovation.
CDW Amplified Development Services modernizes software and application development to help accelerate innovation and digital transformation.
So you mean building new applications, UI, and mobile interfaces?
Well, you said you needed to innovate more quickly.
Oh, so he's a listener.
To do more at scale, trust CDW Amplified Development Services.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
You see, Head & Shoulders has scalp shield technology, protects against flakes even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. We're never not working. Number 15?
That's my rub.
Ooh, nice.
Never not working.
Never, ever, never, ever not working.
Welcome, everybody, to Juneau, Alaska.
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders scalp shield technology.
Boy in dice heaven now, though.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. It is the 2nd of November, 2022. I just want y'all to know I've done my civic duty. I went on in there and did what I was supposed to. So, you know, as we get into today's show, hey, I got Mo with me. So I would like to say that Mo compliments me, but I think sometimes Mo calls me to stir a little bit more sugar honey iced tea up. But he here anyway. We're gonna see how he rolling with this. The show is about freedom and consequences. I wanted to do freedom or consequences, but we got freedoms, but there are consequences. And I want to talk about that. So like I say, I got my man Mo here because he's a level-headed, good thinking brother. And I like critical thinkers. And I like people who, y'all know I love people who don't just agree with me to be on the show, because then I might as well be on the show by myself. So Mo got his own opinions. He gonna bring me up to speed. I'm gonna bring him up to speed. I see Ari's here ready to bring her thing on. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start off with a little quick monologue, and we're gonna just jump right on in, because that's what we do. I already told y'all it's the 2nd of November, 2022. I was in a couple of conversations earlier, and I'm still confused about people who think that on social media, if we on social media, I have a page. You have to have a page to be talking to me. I have to have a page to be talking to you. I'm confused on why it is I feel the need to go to Mo's page and tell Mo what he should be talking about. I have a page. Why don't I talk about the same shit on my page? Oh, because ain't nobody commenting on my page because I'm a lame. And I'm just not getting this self-righteousness that we feel to tell people what they should talk about, as if they're as simple-minded as I am and they can only think about one subject. Most of us are capable of doing a multitude of things at the same time. And sometimes, go figure, everybody don't want to be serious. See, some of us come to social media for an outlet, not to sit there and get on our preacher platform or to talk about some things we don't know about. But I noticed, I call Mark up. I say, hey, Mark Z, because, we cool like that. I say, yo, Mark, if somebody make a post and I don't feel like commenting on it, will you shut my page down? Mark Z said, no, brother. If you don't want to comment, scroll on. So I just feel like I should pass that on to y'all. If you don't want to comment on somebody's post, you don't have to. You can keep going and it won't deactivate your page. Who would have thought? See, all the negativity we want to bring, all the self-righteousness that we want to bring, if Mo want to share his friends and family, I shouldn't tell Mo he should be talking about the Mississippi River, the Voting Rights Act. He might have did that a post or two ago. I might have missed one. And I don't get why we feel the need to tell people what they should be concerned with. Concern yourself with yourself. Concern with yourself getting you a nice little crowd so you'll get somebody to talk to, as opposed to talking to my people or coming on my post with that BS. And that's all I'm saying. See, I'm thinking, and I saw this little phrase and I thought it was cute. More of us should take up bowling. That way you'll learn to stay in your own lane. So I want to say it. Stay in your lane. Don't come over here trying to tell me what I should do. Sometimes I'm petty. Sometimes I'm funny. Sometimes I'm serious. Sometimes I'm political. Sometimes I'm random as hell. Hence the title of the show, Random Thoughts. So I just had to get that out of my system. So I got my man Mo on here. I'm gonna let him introduce himself right quick, and then we finna get crack-a-lacking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to be here with you, DVP. My name is Mo Triplet. I'm here. I want to bring a little different, view to some of these discussions, some of these random topics. And just like DVP just said, I just want to tell you what I think is happening with those Facebook pages. Everybody, and I'm gonna say it this way, so don't take it the wrong way, because I know people that's white. I hang with white people, but we snatching a book, page out of white people's book, because everybody want to control the narrative. If you got a page and it's free will and it's freedom of speech, everybody should just, talk about things, have a dialogue. I can't tell you how many times I learned something being part of a group, not controlling the narrative. I have my own opinion made up when I go into the group, and by the time I leave, it changed, just because I listened to everybody's opinion and I was able to take in new information.
2 ears, 1 mouth. It don't hurt to listen sometimes. You'll be surprised what you'll learn. But as we get into this, we're gonna jump on into this freedom of consequences, and we're gonna talk about several things, but that's gonna be the overline and the underlying thing, because everybody keep wanting to talk about, freedom to do this, freedom to do that, freedom to do this, and people trying to silence you or cancel culture or whatever madness it is they're going through. There are a lot of things we have the freedom to do. There are tons of things, but understand this: freedom of whatever, freedom of speech, freedom of this, don't relinquish you from the consequences from that act. So there are lots of things that you can do. Don't nobody care. But when you do them, you have to be careful of the repercussions. And everybody want to talk about, you know, one of my biggest beasts is we love to make millionaires more millions. To me, that's just the dumbest shit going. I ain't gonna help Mo become a 100,000-aire, but I will help Kanye get back to being a billionaire status. That's just the dumbest shit that's going for me. And we're gonna start off with Kanye because I done did a little bit more research and background. See, the question was, the Jews run everything. And I'm confused because the same people who were screaming that was talking about how much power Black people got and all this other stuff. And I'm still of the belief that we got power. We just don't know how to use it. See, well, why is it don't nobody get canceled when they say the N-word to talk bad about us? And Mo, is it that one, Black people, I ain't even gonna talk about the N people, that's a whole different class. We seem not to care if people call us names, and we retaliate by doing the same thing. We don't get upset. We love to forgive people and pray. So who we gonna cancel? People can be disrespectful to us. We okay with that. If they got a funky baseline, they can disrespect our women. We okay with that. If they got a funky baseline, we okay with all the levels of disrespect. And then it's funny, we get mad when other people get disrespected and they start shutting shit down. And I've talked about this before. We are one of the few groups that will hang on to leeches in our community and try to defend them. And y'all say, oh, we got to always stick together. Well, you don't see that with white people. All white people are not with Trump. It's mostly white people trying to bring him down. All white people, a lot of white people turned on Harvey Weinstein. They turned on Matt Lauer. Hell, look at it now. You don't even see them talking about Elvis so much now after Elvis stuff coming out. Woody Allen. They get rid of people. They get rid of the parasites in their community. We keep praying on them and asking for forgiveness, and we'll say white people don't do this. Well, Mo already told y'all he got white friends. Mo, any of your white friends still talk about Matt Lauer?
Oh, no, I don't, you know, I had them when I was growing up, but now I'm kind of a loner, man. So I don't associate, but when I do get in those circles, no, we don't have those kind of discussions.
And you know, Matt Lauer was popular as hell one time.
I remember, yeah.
Till this shit hit the fan and poof, he disappeared because they don't play them type of games. And here we're dealing now with Kanye. Kanye insulted the Jews. Kanye said slavery was a choice. And of course, everything is a choice. You got a choice whether or not to walk out in front of a car or not. You got a choice for this. And I said the same thing. Bad marriages are a choice. Kanye already told y'all he was gonna leave y'all for a white girl, and the white girl left him. Kanye didn't want the divorce, the white girl did. So when did he become somebody that we needed saving? When did he become somebody who has done anything for us? His clothing costs too much for us. His shoes cost too much for us. What has Kanye done for Black people?
Yeah.
Did I miss something?
Oh yeah, you missed something, man. Because the thing that I just wanted to talk about was he should have been canceled a long time ago. Because I saw Kanye on my television talking about Donald Trump saying, "You like my daddy." That should have been cancellation right there, right out the gate.
And he constantly does stuff, and it's crazy how we are sitting here, we as in the colors are sitting here trying to defend him. Oh, he playing chess. He got an end game. No, he don't. what end game he got? Yeah, to keep defending foolishness because you don't want to say this brother has lost his mind, because Kanye went through the same thing OJ went through, the same thing Michael Jackson went through, the same thing Bill Cosby went through. Because the white people liked you, you thought you was one of them and you could say whatever you wanted to. No, that's not how it works. Colored people is the only one who accept your level of disrespect. Because, Mo, you on Facebook like me. Don't people keep saying you can't be pro-Black if you marry somebody white?
Yeah, they do say that.
So how do we keep accepting Kanye? Because he married a white girl.
That's true. That's true, yeah.
So how do y'all, because that's what y'all said. To me, it don't make no sense. I don't understand the difference, but this is what y'all said. But see, he had the freedom to do a lot of different things, and he exercised his freedom, and there were consequences that came with it. Now what? And that's why I don't get how y'all trying to defend foolishness and fuckery. That's just the dumbest shit going. Help me out, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I don't get it. You know, there's so many things that he did that just went against each other that it don't make sense, man. That, you know, how people follow him and this and that. Now he was walking around here looking bummy, trying to make that a style. I'm not even sure, man. This cat is brain is on right. I can't tell you, man. I can't call it.
And he's done so. He's a genius musically. That is it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Stop
That's
there.
it.
Stop there. Stop there.
Stop there. Prince was a genius musically. And from the entertainment value, it didn't get much better than Prince.
Musically.
Let's not make it no more than it is.
Yeah, and you know, that's one thing that people, I think the society does is they expand that talent beyond what it is, because, you know, if somebody can do one thing well, let's look at Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker was a great football player. Now, what? All of a sudden, that means that he's going to be a great politician? That it don't work like that. It don't translate like that. Yeah.
And let's be honest, he was a great college football player. He was a pretty good professional. He was a great college football player.
Right.
But and what we get confused, and I saw one brother put it best. Kanye ain't no different than Mo, than DVP, than Roy, than I think Robert gonna come on here. The difference between us and him, we're all passionate about something. He just got money to blow about his passion. We don't have that. But I guarantee you, if Mo was a multi-millionaire, I bet Mo would have a different stance on stuff. He could talk more because he's got something to lose that won't make him bankrupt. See, when you working brothers like us, and I ain't saying we live from check to check, but we don't have $100,000 to blow on an idea or a solution. Kanye can blow $100,000 and not think twice about it. So that's the only difference when we keep talking about what these rich people can do is they got money to blow and it won't affect their lifestyle. I'm willing to bet it. I don't know Mo like that, but Mo, you got $1 million you can just blow on a get rich quick scheme.
Hell no, man. I you know, when I heard you talking, man, I flashed back to the one of my travels to the casino, and I'm sitting there. I went into the high rollers room, and I'm in the high rollers room, man, and this dude is sitting at the table by himself, and he had, I don't know, it must have been like $100,000 worth of chips, and this cat was losing like $5,000 at a time. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, that couldn't be me because I don't roll like that. But, you know, more power to him, you know.
Right. You know, that's all you can say. But that's the only thing that separates us. And I got my man R.L. Stafford up here. He driving, so we're going to let him talk when he can because I don't want to be no co-conspirator and have to pull up on the brother and give him a ticket for doing something illegal. And he What's up, bro? What's going on? What's happening with you? He do the overflow show, the people show. And he let people come on his show and talk, and you know his son gonna come up later in the show. You come over on the show and you take over. That's what you do. Well, I ain't even say that last night. Don't act. So I figured I'd come on your show. Oh yeah. You've been asked for 2 years. Don't even give me that. What you got for this subject? You waiting. I mean, you know what I'm saying. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying. Kanye doing what Kanye do, man, you know, and he gonna lose it all, and they gonna give it all back to him pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle they do, man. They break you down to teach you a lesson, and then they make you apologize, then they bring you back up, stronger and bigger than you were before. You know, so name somebody they did this to. What you mean name somebody they did it to? You said they knock you down and bring you back up. Who they do this to? They did it to several people, man. They knock you down and bring you back up, man. Name two. I can't think of none right off. Okay, I just want that part out because I don't know nobody who got knocked down they brought back up. That ain't happened.
Nick Cannon.
Yeah, Nick Cannon, exactly. Nick Cannon did the same thing. He said something about the Jew too. They counted him for a couple of weeks, a month, and now he got all the shows. He got more shows than he had before he got canceled. I'm glad somebody brought that up. Thank you for saving me, whoever said that. You know he paying for most of his shows though. That's why his talk show gone. Where's Wild and Out?
But he's still on. He's still on. I think he let somebody else do Wild and Out. I think he just got tired of doing Wild and Out. I think he tried to get Wild and Out to what the name to do from Atlanta Skinny. But I think he still got something to do with Wild and Out. He just ain't on it. You know what I'm saying?
He get to watch it like us. What Jesse you talking about, Travis? Not Jesse Jackson. What? Stop the madness.
He's still on the Masked Singer. You know, he got that back. You know, his show still running in syndication though.
Which show?
You know, it just didn't do well. It ain't all because they took it off. It's all because it wasn't doing well. The little talk show he got, I think it's on Peachtree TV.
Oh yeah, that's gonna get him a lot of money. But
well, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna. Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
But there's one person.
Nick got
he called out the Jews.
Nick got family money,
but he got all the stuff back, man.
And get what? And he did the same thing that Kanye. He tried to walk it back because Kanye said God humbled him because Kanye said he was the richest black man in America. I don't know where he looking, but his stats is all wrong. And once we as a people started to understand what real money is, the reason he could lose so much because it wasn't real money. We keep getting caught up in how people are valued. Most people who are rich don't have a lot of money. They have a lot of assets. That's why who is the richest keep turning over based on the stock, based on this. He ain't got all that.
Now a lot of people like Kanye because inside of all the BS he's talking about, it's be some truth in it. You know what I'm saying? It just he muck it up with the stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he have a lot of truth mixed in with all the craziness he be doing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people pick up on it and they hear what he's saying. He just mess it up when he say do all the crazy stuff, man.
What's up? What's up, Wanda? What's up, Amina? Rob, I'm gonna tell you this because you from the hood, ain't you, Rob?
He take 2 steps forward and 3 back.
No, he take 2 forward and 21 back. You from the hood though, right, Robert? Mo, you been in the hood, right?
Yes, sir.
You remember in every hood, there's this preacher or this drunk dude that stand at the gas station who just talk and ramble. He say a lot of good shit. Mixed with a lot of crazy shit. If you stay around long enough, he gonna give you some good shit. He gonna give you some. It ain't nothing you gonna invest in, and you ain't gonna sit down for a conversation. Cause he ain't going nowhere. We sit back and what's the little rap song say? We looking for a hero so bad that people can sell us shit. We'll put salt on it and say it's good tasting shit. It's not. It's not. We looking for a hero so bad. We want somebody to say, oh, Kanye be saying some good shit. People just don't want to hear it. So does the alcoholic. So does your drunk uncle. So does your crazy ass coworker. It ain't hard to say good shit. A clock with no battery is still gonna be right twice a day. It ain't that hard. It's a bunch of shit you can say. But is it worth following? Starting a GoFundMe page to get him back to billionaire status. See, that's niggatry. I wish I would help.
That's foolishness.
No, that's niggatry. That ain't foolishness. The fact that we even came up with that trying to support something, we'll sit back and we want to play both sides of the fence. We want respect. At least that's what we claim. But we love to be disrespected. Everything about our culture says the more disrespect you give us, the harder we're going to cling on to you. We're going to make excuses. We're going to pray for you. Nothing against my religious people. But damn, how long is this prayer supposed to last? We've been praying for crazy fool. Oh, the brother, he needs Jesus in his life. Hell, he done made 3-4 songs about Jesus. And if I ain't mistaken, in his video, to prove to y'all who he was, he had a white Jesus. But I ain't finna get into that. I'm just saying I watched the video. But we keep trying to make him, black people should stand behind him. Robert, tell me 3 reasons we should stand behind Kanye.
I like his music. I don't get into all the other stuff he do, man. The man make good music, and that's all I'm on the ride for. You know what I'm saying? All the other stuff y'all can keep. The Yeezys, I never buy a pair of Yeezys. I never buy anything he make outside of the music. You know, so he's the crazy person we had in our culture.
But we don't keep trying to hold on to the rest of them. We keep trying to hold on to him. Why? What up, Ron? What's up, Sam? I got the crew up in him. What What is he saying is so good that deserves our following him? That's like saying when Ice Cube came out with that platinum plan, all of a sudden he was a politician.
I'm not. I don't think he's saying nothing. He might say one or two things that I think the things that I like about him, he tried to get black people to wake up. You know what I'm saying?
And buy his overpriced shit.
What is the question? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, I just want to add this. As far as a role model goes, he got 0 credentials in my space. I mean, this dude couldn't keep it with his wife. I'm not sure how he does his kids, so I'm not even going to speak on that. But business, he's doing pretty bad in business. I mean, most spaces that this guy is involved in, you know, they have devolved.
And as opposed to accepting a fact as a fact, we'll gloss over. Because again, he got freedom of speech. He can say whatever he wants to, whenever he wants to, long as he don't yell fire in a theater, and he got to deal with the consequences. He got to deal with them. When one of us, ladies and gentlemen, when one of us go home and call our woman the B word, we got to deal with them consequences, but we're free to call her the B word as long as we want to. But there's a consequence for that. And we can't keep acting like because you meet with consequences that you don't like, that somebody is imposing upon your freedom. See, Robert, in case you don't know him, Robert also does music. He does a lot of Christian music. Now, let Robert come out with a gangster rap song and try to get his Christian followers to stay along that same thing. It ain't gonna happen because you got to know who your audience is. Because you got the freedom, Robert sing pretty good. You got the freedom to sing about whatever you want to. But if you want to keep your audience, you got to do what you got to do. Now, his son is a whole different audience. A whole different audience. His son blowing up everywhere. But he still got to do certain things. Because if you want to get paid, which is what most of us are in this for, your freedoms, you don't have the same freedoms as everybody else. You just got a little bit more to lose because you're making more money. Yes?
No doubt.
So when we talk about it, and Robert, you brought it up, and I know Mo wanted to talk about it. Same thing with when we drift over freedom and consequence. We drift over to Nick Cannon, and yes, he can afford to do what he's doing. But we talked about this before on the show. Kids require presence, PRENCE over presence. Nick is giving out a lot of money, but there is no way he can put in the time with all those kids that he needs to, as a good father needs to, because he's bouncing around doing these shows that ain't in syndication, but he paying. The mother's okay, but what's happening to the kids? All the kids got an absentee dad. Go ahead, Mo, tell us what you got, because I know this one was near and dear to you.
Yeah, no, the kids are, I look at the kids as collateral damage. They, like you said, they're not going to get the time they need. They're not going to get the male figure in their life unless, you know, somebody else comes in and stands up for that. But kids always want their daddy, you know what I mean? So that's going to be always missing. And so they're going to be collateral damage in this whole, in the fact that Nick Cannon is being reckless. You know, that's reckless, man. When you go around doing that, he need to go ahead and get that vasectomy or something. Tell you the truth, man.
But he doing what he want to do. And, you know, I posed the question before, because from a legitimate standpoint, just, you know, critical thinking. I would truly, if the brother gonna be absent, I would truly rather my child have a child with a parent, another parent who can afford to be absent versus a deadbeat. But that still don't make it right. That just means I'm picking the lesser two evils. Because as I said before, when these kids go to school, and they're gonna go to school, and they're gonna say, who your daddy? And one of these little kids going, my daddy Nick Cannon, he rich and he famous. And they'll be like, the one who pay women to have his baby, so your mama's a hoe? Now these kids gotta fight. Now these kids gotta fight.
You think these kids know all that, bro?
Right, it's everywhere. How they not gonna know?
Oh man.
How do kids know most stuff? They go home and tell their parents say something. Rob, you act like you didn't go to public school. Who is the worst group of people to deal with? Public school kids.
I don't think the question gonna ever come up. You know what I'm saying? Who your dad is?
So you think kids you think kids with famous parents, they go through life and don't nobody know who their parents are, Robert?
A lot of them do.
You muted yourself. Robert, you muted yourself.
Oh,
all right, Mo, his Metro PCS acting up on
him. Yeah, no, man. I got to tell you, man, I got personal experience with that, man. And you know, your daddy or your mother is the person that's in your life, not the person who you know who you were born from. You got, you know, a lot of people don't understand that it's the person that's in your life, because that's the person that becomes the person you look up to, the person who takes care of you, the person who you confide in, and as you grow and you learn, and you know they're there for you to talk to you. That's what it's going to come down to. And Nick Cannon ain't going to be nothing but a sperm donor,
a paying sperm donor, which makes him a whole nother thing. And like I say, I understand the critical thinking part of it, but where's the part where we consider the children? Because we'll look at it from a grown folk status and we see the money, and $40,000 a month, I did the math, that's a pretty nice little chunk of money. In 2 years, the mother should be a millionaire, depending on how she invests the money. But what does that do for the child? What does that do for the child? He still got an absentee daddy.
No question. Rich or poor, doesn't matter.
Rich or poor.
Absentee.
And we keep talking about they need their father in their life, and they can see their father. They're going to see their father with all these different kids, all these little step brothers and half brothers and sisters and yada, yada, yada. You don't think that affects them?
I tell you what, I know it affects them, because when I was growing up, you know, I used to hang out with certain group of kids, and I was always asking myself, man, how y'all already know that? Or how you know this is true? Or how you know that's true? And that's because I didn't get the home training I needed. You know, I needed that as a young boy.
And we need both of them. I mean, as we sit back, and this ain't gonna be the show today, but as we sit back and keep talking about the positive male role models that we need, if the father's in a life, that's his first responsibility. That's his first responsibility. Again, as we talk about freedom and consequences, when I ask the question, because I love to ask the question when guys tell me why they're not in their kids' life, and they say it's the mama, she won't do this, she won't do that. And I say, when did the relationship go south? To a man, you know, the relationship started going bad after the baby, when she wants to just stop having sex all the time and want him to step up, want him to get a job, want him to start doing fatherly duties. Most of these dudes having baby ain't prepared to be a father, physically or financially. And here we are, because you wanted the freedom of that great sex. It came with consequences having unprotected sex. We didn't like the consequences. So we walked on our children and blamed it on the mama, because the women, hate me or not, women are better at assuming parental roles than we are. We ain't ready for that yet a lot of times. We're not mentally there. We want to keep doing what we've been doing. Women will change like that once they had that baby. It's been gestating for 8.5, 9, 10 months. We've been sitting on the sidelines. And we don't like that. But soon as when she go from being a fly chick to a mama, and then we got to go from being a fly guy to a daddy, we quit first. And we blame her for it because, oh, she changed. You're right, she did change. She went from being a club chick to a mother. And we didn't like that.
Yeah, who's gonna pick up the responsibility flag first and hold on to it? Because that's what kids need. They need somebody responsible in their life, because they're not at the stage where they can take care of themselves.
Yeah, and Karen said kids know way more than we can imagine. And you know, we talk about this all the time. We knew what we knew as kids. We knew when our parents, for those of us who had parents or whatever in our life, we knew when they had arguments. We heard them, even though they thought we did. We knew. And as you get older, you know, I had a show planned for kids, for adults now, who stayed in relationships where they wish their parents would have divorced because they grew up thinking that there was that combative style was love. But they knew that their parents weren't in love. And they heard the fights, and they wish they would have broke up because it scarred them. And you know, I had a group of them talking to me about it. And it's like, yeah, and that's why I won't do it with my kids, because my parents thought I didn't know this or know that. But we hear everything, because you don't realize how loud you get when you're arguing. You don't realize how easy some kids can wake up. You think they're sleeping good, but the one time they have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, That's when the fight break out. They hear a lot of shit. They notice when you stop touching. They notice when there's familiarity and everybody laughing till there's tension. Kids pick up on it quick because they don't have, kids ain't like adults. An adult male, an adult female will lie to themselves about the person that they think they love. Kids don't have that filter yet. Kids just see what they see. And that's all they process. They're like, oh, well, I love this person, so I'm gonna let them get away with this. They see what they see. They see us. They emulate us. And we are their first teachers. That's a consequence to this freedom that we keep claiming that we want. We got the freedom of choice, yet we keep making bad decisions. We continuously make bad decisions over and over and over. And who do we always blame for these bad decisions?
The mom.
It's Mo's fault. It's the white man's fault. It's the government's fault. Everything is somebody else's fault for all the choices that we made. But Mo, you got, I'm sure you got a lot of men friends or men associates in your life, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't most of them claim to be grown and they can decide for themselves and they this, they that, but as soon as a bad decision happen, they the last ones who blame themselves. I'm like, damn, you were just grown a minute ago, weren't you?
Yeah. They don't take accountability. You know what I mean? It's like you can't be, right. Like you said, you can't be grown 1 minute and then a child the next, and I'm not responsible the next minute. You gotta stay constant, man, consistent with it. That's one of the problems a lot of women have. The ones that want a good man, they look for that, man.
And we don't. I say we having so many problems with accepting the consequences of our actions that it's so easy to want to blame somebody else for stuff when we made a bad decision. Hey, Karen Garner, Ali, welcome to the show. Y'all typing fast, so let me get a quick shout out to people who here first. Mo, hey Vincent Gaddis, what's up, brother? I remember you from last night. Chloe here doing her thing. What's up, Chloe? What's up? Wanda, how you doing? So when we doing this, we got to do better. You can't have it both ways. We can't be grown 1 minute. And I tell people this all the time. You can't claim you're a grown man. Then as soon as some responsible, accountable issues come up, you start looking for excuses. And that's just not the way it goes. We gonna drift over. We're gonna talk about Kanye. We done touched on Nick. Go ahead, Mo. What you got about this last shooting in Houston?
This last what?
What you got about this shooting in Houston?
Oh man, that's
another rapper gunned down.
Yeah, no, that's just stupid, man. Listen, if I had access and money, you ain't gonna see me playing in a dice game, man. I know people from the hood who died the exact same way. There's no reason why this man was out shooting dice and died. Listen, anything you could do. He had enough money to even pay the man. This is over something psychological. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's a learned behavior because when you got that kind of access to funds, you can pay whoever you want to pay. It didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Didn't make sense when I heard it. Doesn't make sense now.
And as we come up in status and we get money, we're peer pressured, because if you leave the hood, then you a sellout. And I stand by me leaving the hood. That's the dumbest thing. I don't mind going back, but guess what? I will never live in the hood. I like my wife being safe. I like not having to lock my door all the time. There's certain things I ain't going back for. And if that make me a sellout, then I'll be a sellout. But because we think, oh man, the hood love me, the hood love me. No, the hood don't. The hood is a crab in a barrel mentality for a lot of people. When they see you coming in, flexing and flossing, they want what you got. They don't want to get what you got. They want what you have. They will figure out how to get it done. And I'm looking at some things, and I ain't read everything yet. I was a cop. It was a time I used to go to church. I went to church one time. I got one of my favorite pastors. He said, why you don't have a gun on? I said, well, I need a gun for in church. He said, boy, this world ain't safe. And if something happened, I expect for you to jump up and do something. And I was like, ever since he said that, when he said that to me, this coming from a pastor, he ain't saying we're going to pray that things don't go wrong or nothing like this. He telling me, brother, I want you to have a gun when you come to my church. When somebody look at me the wrong way, I'm looking at you first, because I expect for you to be getting ready to respond. And I'm like, damn, I need to think about my mentality about places I can relax. I start carrying a gun everywhere. With that being said, where this young man got shot. 57 shots were fired. See, that ain't no, to me, that ain't no coincidence. That ain't a random shit. 57 rounds, that's a lot of effing shooting. That's a lot of shooting. That ain't no accident. Oh, he got hit by friendly fire. I don't care who he got hit by. 57 rounds? And you know what our response is? Oh, it's a shame. Oh, we're going to pray. And again, I ain't knocking, people, I'm not knocking you praying. But what the hell is, what has praying done? We've been praying since Tupac shot Biggie. And now rappers getting shot damn near every 3 weeks. And I don't understand. I'm not finna put this brother's death on a lower status. But what about the kids who getting shot anyway that don't nobody know nothing about? Why that ain't a shame? What the kids who dying in Chicago, the kids who dying in Baltimore, the kids who dying in Atlanta? Why is it that we gravitate toward rappers being killed? What make them so special? They got $1 million, they can afford funerals, they can afford a ton of shit. We're gonna do a memorial for this rapper, we're gonna do a thing for this rapper. But we don't do that for our own neighborhoods. We don't do that for the kid next door who had a future that got stunted. Why is it that we're so enthralled with pushing millionaires and billionaires' lives into our own world, but we will neglect our own family? I've seen some of these funerals. You got all these people that don't nobody know this guy personally, but everybody's showing up. What's up with that? Why do we do that?
Yeah, and I'll just tell you this, man. This is my take. This is one perspective I have on it. This is, in particular, I'm just talking to the Black community out here. You know, we really have a real mental health issue. This is a mental health issue. I mean, think about it. This dude is rich, okay? He got means, exposure, and money beyond what the regular man can touch, and he still died shooting dice. You know, that's a mental health problem. We need some counseling, man, because that dude's brain wasn't thinking right. You know what I mean? He didn't probably even need that money. That was more about you know, his pride and, you know, reputation or whatever it is, or just how he was feeling inside. You know what I mean? So that's a mental health thing, man.
Yeah, trying to act like he's still one of them. And yeah, you know, it's crazy. In my security work, I've done bodyguard work. I've had millionaires who want to go to the strip clubs. And every time they tell me they want to go to the strip club, I tell them the same thing. Listen, brother, you got this. We could take one of your private cars and go pick up 10 strippers and bring them back to your spot. You ain't got to, there are no issues then. You don't have to worry about nobody looking at you the wrong way. You don't have to worry about the wrong crowd. You don't have to worry about shit. We're going to bring these strippers to you. You know what they say? Damn, that's a good idea. I ain't never think about that. Yeah, why would you want to go to Magic City with an entourage and make yourself shine like a light and you got all this money because you want to have a good time? You can afford to rent out. Say it again.
Oh, I was just gonna ask you, did they consider your advice? Did they do it?
Yeah, well, 3 of them did it. They just like, hey man, we can do this. I was like, yeah, you know, shit. We hell, me and 2 of your guys, we can go, we can take this limo, we can ride to 3 or 4 strip clubs, find out what y'all like. We can get these girls with the money that you got and talking about spending. You can offer all these girls $200-300 to come and plus tips because you willing to spend. I'm listening to this one guy, he got 10 grand to blow at the strip club. Brother, I'm not going with you to blow 10 grand because you're gonna put a target on us. I'm not there to fight. I'm not there to shoot about no damn strippers. But if we scoop them up and bring them to you, you can have all the fun you want. And there's nobody to shoot at you because this is a controlled environment. The drinks are gonna be much cheaper at your house. You can drink as much as you want to because they can only be in one room. When it's time to go, they're gonna go out that same back door, get in that limo, we're gonna take them back to the club.
So let me ask you this, because I'm listening to the story and I'm thinking it would be about the flex is the reason why they want to go to the club. Because they flexing, man. You got people watching, you got people seeing, people admiring you, you know what I mean? But you know, I haven't been in your position, so I don't know, but I would think it'd be more about the flex than about actually, you know, going to the club and being with the ladies.
Well, some of them want to be seen because they want to connect with their audience.
Right.
And that's fine when you're on stage and you're separated. You don't want to connect with your audience on a touch level, especially in an environment where your security cannot have guns. You may have 3 or 4 of us, and I can have some big guys with me, but a club that has 200 patrons, your 4 or 5 security cannot fight 20 of them patrons.
Right.
There's nothing that they can do. So why even put anybody in that position? It makes little to no sense. I see Robert is back. I did I did a picnic for we do stuff at Bankhead. I did a picnic there. Robert, you got your audio on?
Yeah.
Okay. Was your son at the picnic?
No.
The last one I did?
No.
Okay.
What picnic you talking about? Soap truck?
The Bankhead picnic.
No, he went there. No, he went there.
See, when you do something like that, and I can speak because me and Rob can speak. When you do stuff the Bankhead way, see, that's mostly just Bankhead people. There ain't a lot of outsiders coming to that. That's almost like family. It ain't the same level of it ain't the same level, even though Bankhead still got some haters. But Bankhead is set up so that when one of the haters show up, Bankhead will surround the hater and remove them. Even though Robert paid me to be there, Robert didn't need me there. Because those guys will take care of things because that's what they do. But when you want to go somewhere else, you're inviting trouble. And again, when we talk about freedom and consequences, you want to be free to go wherever you want to go. But you also got to accept that if you go and you want to be known, you got to accept the consequences of being known, that somebody's going to want to challenge you. Somebody's going to want to challenge your security. I mean, what happened to Pac-Man Jones? He kept wanting to go to strip clubs. Once he got a reputation, everybody was waiting for him to come to a strip club. Everybody waiting because they know they can end his career. I ain't got nothing to lose. You got everything to lose. So what's it to me?
You know, I didn't know this, but one time I was watching the show where they was talking to they're talking about professional basketball players coming into the league. And one of the things that most of the teams do is they put the new guy with a mentor, you know what I'm saying? So they can show him the ropes, because these dudes will go wild, man. If you come in, just think about this. You coming straight out the hood, you get unlimited money, you're going to go crazy. You're going to kill yourself. That's what it's basically going to come down to. So what they do is they put him with a mentor so this guy can show him the ropes and explain to him how they need to move nowadays. And so I think, you know, that's going to be important in part of this discussion as well.
And that's more what we got to do, especially in the Black community. We have to tell these kids to stop putting themselves in harm's way just to prove a point. Prove that you still cool. Yo, man, why you got security? You don't need security. You around friends. But and yet, who was it that shot? What's the guy name in California? Nipsey Hussle. Who was it that shot Nipsey Hussle? Wasn't there somebody in his circle?
No, Eric Holder.
And we know that the inner circle is the most dangerous circle because you don't know who these people are. And why would you risk it just for accolades? It don't affect your money. If you ain't never go bowling, what was it going to affect with him? Nothing. But as we touched on Robert's show yesterday, a lot of times, and I ain't never heard none of their music, not in knowing it, a lot of times we preach this culture in our songs. We talk about this. We talk about levels of disrespect. We talk about how we're going to respond. We talk about how rich we are. We talk about, you know, every now and then we throw a slick diss in on everybody. And, you know, nowadays dissing is grounds for murder. And hell, it could have been a lyric somebody heard that they felt was talking about them. But this is what we do. Hey Mo, you got a light on your computer? Because you fading out on us, brother.
Yeah, I just sent you a look at your message.
Okay. So Robert, we was talking about that on your show last night, so I'm glad you came so we can keep phasing over. Because the music, it plays a part. I don't think it plays a part in the young people's culture. I think it plays a part in the artist culture as to who's listening to his music and what he has to expect from them.
Yeah, so who's listening to the music?
The people who shooting it.
We ain't listening to the music. You know who listens to the music?
His crew.
You know, when you pull up at a store, you see 16-year-olds with 2 guns on them, and that ain't what we did. You know what I'm saying?
I don't go to them. I don't go to them stores, brother.
I'm just saying. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't even like that in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But guns have been made. Guns have been glorified. Gambling has been glorified. Disrespecting women has been glorified. Let's say, yeah, it's been glorified. All this has been glorified in the music culture. And all of that has permeated into these younger kids' mind.
It ain't the music culture. It's just black culture. Who else you hear? What other people you hear? Group you hear calling their women bitches and hoes? What other group that you hear? When do we listen to white people music and they instead of hollering crackers and honkies? What other genre does that?
And that's my point exactly.
So
that only happens in our music,
right? Saying you here for the. But I say we like the disrespect. We love the disrespect because we want to get it and give, and we get mad. Then everybody got a beef over a song. But I swear I remember y'all said words don't hurt. I remember somebody saying this shit. But this is what we do. This is what we do. And then we try to act like it's normal, or we'll push everything on somebody else to deflect responsibility.
Hey man, I just want to say one thing on that. I call that generational trauma, because think about this. If your ancestors was out here getting beat with a belt, with chains or whatever, with a whip, and nowadays, and you had that trauma in your system, nowadays you're not letting nobody blow smoke at you. You know what I'm saying? So you got that somebody need counseling there.
Somebody
need counseling.
You'll be surprised at how many. I know there's 5 posts that I've been physically threatened on. It's funny to me. You think you're gonna come to Georgia? Clearly you don't know the law. You think you're gonna post a threat to me, tell me you're gonna come to Georgia and think we're gonna have a fair fight? You better read the law. But once you post that threat about what you was gonna do to me, I'm waiting for you to come to Georgia. I'm waiting. Because here it is. And you upset because I challenged you? You upset because I proved you wrong? You upset? Now my wife is a transvestite. Now, and when to me it's all funny. Oh, your wife, she my wife. Why are you worried about it? If I like transvestite, whose business is that? It's mine. But you worried about my wife. And you one of them. What am I now? And it's funny because you ain't even got to say nothing to them. They just keep getting aggravated. And this ain't the music. This is a mental health issue on steroids, because we picking up this stuff. Mom, what's the last gangster rap song you heard?
I don't think I heard one in a while, man. The last one's been like decades ago.
Bro, the last what?
What's the last gangster rap song you heard?
Last one I heard was 10 years ago.
I listen to gangster rap. I got a whole playlist of gangster rap.
What's the last one you heard?
I can't remember the name. I can't remember exactly what I heard. You know what I'm saying? But
you don't remember nothing.
Who was the artist? Who was the artist, brother?
I mean, I listened to Lil Key, the one who got killed. Another brother. Well, I don't think he got killed. I think he died. They say he died. Lil Key. Man, I listened to all of them. Drake
ain't gangster, is he?
Come on, Drake ain't no gangster rapper.
Lil Baby, the baby. You know what I'm saying? All the babies.
Yeah.
All the babies, you know what I'm saying? All the babies, all the lives. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, DVP, man, you got somebody behind you dancing.
Yeah. I got my little superstar in the making.
Meek Mills. I listen to all of them, but I listen responsibly. You know what I'm saying?
But they ain't been on the level.
I have a mature mind, though.
But they ain't been on the level of Tupac, right? Like Tupac stuff. Like I'm gonna kill you.
I don't think Tupac was on that level, man. Tupac was a conscious. Tupac was kind of like gangsters conscious mixed together.
I could say the words, but DVP got a little girl in the studio, so I ain't gonna do that. But
she can't hear.
Oh, you know the one where you talk about Biggie's wife and all that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Get my. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That diss song.
Yeah, I
When he
think that's,
did-
that started a lot of stuff, man. That started a lot of problems.
Yeah, they started. I think it started the East Coast, West Coast thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Then, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
when did as black men we became so disheveled and so insecure that everything somebody's, because y'all around my age, we went to school, everybody joined on everybody. And we didn't kill nobody. Hell, most of us didn't even fight. We laughed about it if it was funny, or we went our respective corner to hope the end. We didn't do this. And we had F the Police. We had Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos, where Public Enemy was talking about killing guards in the prison. Didn't none of that happen?
Well, fuck the police. It wasn't a song about kill the police. It was just like a rebellious type song saying fuck the police. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't telling people to go kill police. You know what I'm saying?
What song is it that tell us to go kill?
What say it again? What song? What you saying?
Which song is it that tell us to go kill that we keep hearing it and it's making these young folk go out there and kill?
I mean, the music period, man, is just the culture. I mean, you got to understand. Even though we had NWA, we had a lot of R&B around NWA. They don't have a whole lot of other options beside gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's 24/7 gangster rap with them. We just had NWA. We might have had Ghetto Boys. And then where we should go from there? Then we still rocking DMC and you know what I'm saying? People like that. So we had a mixture. It wasn't just gangster rap.
Yeah, but there was a period where the culture of rap was, if I put it in words, it's I'll do this to you if you come in my hood, watch it back, you know what I'm saying? I'll kill you, I'll do this to your mama or whatever. There was a period of time where that's what we had, that's what we was listening to, all of us.
So let me just, because everybody go ahead, Rob.
Then when NWA came out, we was kind of like adolescent. We were kind of like young adults then. We weren't kids when that came out. You know what I'm saying? We was young adults. That came out in like what, the 90s?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I graduated from high school in '87, so I'm an adult. I know better now. You know what I'm saying? So we keep saying we had NWA. Y'all keep bringing up NWA, but we were grown men then. We were grown and we knew better then. But these kids are 10, 9, 8 years old. If you go to an 8-year-old party, they playing gangster rap.
And what did I say yesterday? That's on the parents. There is no way in hell no kid is gonna be listening to no rap music out loud at a party. Parents are not parenting. So how do we sit back and sit there and blame anybody else other than the parent?
But that's all they got to listen to. I'm not saying it's right.
Stop the madness.
Listen, I'm not saying it's right. But the kids want to hear something popular. They want to hear count the apples 2 times, count the apples 2 times. Come on, man. They're not playing this at kid party no more, man. They're not playing Burning the Dinosaur music no more, bro. Come on, and we got to come to once we come to the realization that era is over with, we can move forward. But once we keep saying the parents, we play romper room music. That's not happening no more, bro.
Bro,
because the kids, they know the popular music. They know what's popular. They don't want to hear Bernie. You know what I'm saying?
Robert, I went to a strip club 2 weeks ago. I didn't hear nothing about killing. Nothing. And I was in the hood. I didn't hear a bunch of songs about killing.
Because you probably don't know the terminology. You don't know what an extendo is. You don't know what my ops. They speak in codes. These kids speaking in code. I got that extendo. I got you know what I'm saying? They speaking their language that you don't know what they saying.
Robert.
You know what I'm saying? I put my ops on them. I got that stendo out on them. They saying something in there. They know the language, you don't.
Okay, we're gonna get rid of your base assumption since I was a cop and I'm around criminals. the language ain't that hard. Since my son is a rapper, ain't much I don't know. It still ain't in every song. It ain't in every song. It's what we choose. It's what we choose to do. We choose to be disrespectful. We choose to want to end something because parents have stopped parenting in the name of whatever it is because they claim they ain't working. So at some point, before we blame the white man, before we blame the government, before we keep blaming women for everything that ails the black man, at some point, the black man has got to say, damn, Mo might have a point. We might all just be mentally fucked up because it's everybody's fault except for, it's everybody. Robert, for those of y'all that don't know, Robert's son is Lil Nas X. So when Lil Nas X, who was winning all these awards because everybody was listening to his song, even old people was listening to Old Town, what you call it?
Old Town Road.
Old people know it. When the Montero song was he saying kill somebody or drug women? Because his song was, Robert, he stayed at the top for like 100 years.
You know the funny thing about Old Town Road? People never caught those lyrics that he was saying. He said he had leaned all in my bladder, cheated on my baby. Cowboys, she got the boobies.
So,
but people, when people listen to the beat, they wouldn't listen to the lyrics.
Okay,
but if you pull an Old Town Road lyrics, you're gonna say, damn, he was saying this.
Okay, so but back to your previous statement, Robert. He was talking in code. So how did everybody miss that code? Because we heard it because young people was listening to it.
Because we old.
Robert,
we don't know.
No, we heard it in young establishment. The young people didn't break it down because they love to break everything down too, because they want to show you that they're smart.
And you know what? And they're saying every lyric in your face if you didn't even know it.
And Robert, most of these kids didn't even know it. They was just singing the song, right?
Exactly.
So with all his followers, how many people started doing that? Because everybody was listening to it. So how much effect does it have? You know, I told you, we all played Madden. Hell, Call of Duty is one of the most popular games out there. Ain't nobody joining the military.
Well, see, people wouldn't listen to Old Town Road for the lyrics. The beat what drew everybody in. So Old Town Road lyrics didn't make the song. It was the beat.
Okay. Mo, you ever heard one of the Migos song?
I did hear one, yeah.
Give me the hook.
I don't think I can come up with the hook right now, man.
I can give you a Migos song.
No, I just want the hook.
It's
I just
called
want the hook.
Okay, here go the hook. Bad and Bougie. Whipping up shit with a Uzi.
Okay,
yeah.
So
he whipping up dope with a Uzi.
So according to you, Bud invited this shooting in his life with that song.
I mean, I'm not saying he invited people in the killer into his life with that song. I'm just saying the culture as a whole. It you know what I'm saying? It glorifies everything that's bad in the community. That's all I'm saying. It glorifies everything bad. They're not saying we need to get rid of the guns. They're saying we need more guns. I pulled a stendo out on it. I pulled a Glock back. Pop. You know what I'm saying? They ain't saying we got a problem in the hood. We need to get rid of the guns. They glorifying it. It's the opposite. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask a question, man. When does music just become music? How come it's got to be a learning platform, a teaching platform? How come it's got to be something that's influential with our kids? How come it can't just be music?
Because music always has been influential. It always has been influential. Even when we had Run DMC, we had the New York folks, all the folks in New York. And what we going outside doing, we trying to break dance and pop and lock because that's what they did. But you know what I'm saying? That music had an impression on us, and we weren't even from New York. We're from Atlanta. We don't know nothing about no Run. We don't know nothing about break dancing and popping and locking until the music got to us. So
when Run DMC come out, did Adidas go to the top of the charts?
Did Adidas go to the top of the charts?
Yeah.
I know everybody start wearing shell-toe Adidas.
Listen. He's right. The people did start wearing the brand, but I don't think that it had the impact from Run DMC alone.
It still didn't surpass Nike, and wasn't nobody saying about Nikes.
Right.
But DMC put Adidas on the map because black kids start wearing these Adidas sweatsuits. They start wearing the shell-toe Adidas. Come on, man.
What to say right there?
Adidas, because our heroes, the people we like, that's what they wore. And then LL came out, rocking the Kango, the fat chain. And there you go. You see dude walking around with fat chains and Kangol.
And
You know
Rakim.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Rakim, yeah.
But because that lets you know the music has an impression on the mind. And now our kids today, their music has an impression on their mind. And now you got 16, 15, 14-year-old kids walking around with pistols.
So
come on, man.
Are they the majority? Are they the majority, Robert?
I don't know, man, but it's enough of them it's enough of them doing it to say that it's a problem, and everybody knows it's a problem.
Are we willing to lose that generation to my coworkers because that's all that's gonna happen?
Let me tell you something, man. I went to buy some wings. You know the wing spot right there by Boer Home. Man, a young cat walked in there, man. I'm telling you, he had a pistol with a clip on it. I can't even put it on the screen. He had a clip on it so long that I was like, what the? He couldn't have been no more than 16 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he walking around with it like he's Billy the Kid, like it's in the Western day. Like this is before they passed that bill. And now you got cats. You got cats walking around with pistols now. When Kemp passed that bill, that you can't even ask them what you're doing with it. Where your permit? They don't need a permit no more. And you think these white folks don't know this, man? That these young kids are walking around with pistols?
Well,
but until we wake up and realize that we have a problem, we have a problem, man.
Do we?
And how are we going to address it?
Do we have a problem or do they have a problem?
Who is they? We got a problem because we're the one dying. We're killing each other. They're not killing white folks with these guns. They're killing us. We're killing each other because we live amongst each other.
So, who is it that want to be kings?
See, you're trying to be too cute with this, man.
What am I being cute about?
You're trying to be too cute with this, and I'm trying to say some lies, and you're trying to be cute. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and explain yourself.
We got a problem, man. We got to figure out how can we take these guns out these kids' hands. How can we change the mindset of our kids? You know what I'm saying? How can we change the mindset? And I think the music is permeating through their minds. So this is all they getting. This is all they hear. And I don't care what the parents teach their kids. When their kids leave their house, they're going with the other kids and they listen to what the other kids listen to. Because everybody want to be loved. Everybody want to be popular. Who don't want to be popular? What kid in high school don't want to be popular?
But go back to your first statement. Everybody want to be loved. So are these parents giving love?
Yeah, they're giving them love, but love is, come on, man. Everybody, come on. I had an awesome mom. She taught great values. But when I left that house, I did what the bad boy did. Because they were cool. I didn't kill nobody, but everybody ain't gonna kill nobody. DVP, come on now. Shit. Yeah, so I wasn't that stupid, but I did a lot of stupid stuff. I handled a gun, but I knew I wasn't gonna kill nobody. But I had to hold the gun because I had partners who that's what they did. They had the gun, so I had to show them I wasn't afraid to hold on gun either. But I knew but it was a limit for me because of my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just blessed that I wasn't put in the position to where I had to use it. That's the only difference between me and guys who are doing it. And you got to think about this was in '87. This was back in this. I was out of high school then. Put it like that. I was in my mid-20s. I know better than we ain't have no gunplay when we was 15, 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? We were just trying to get a girlfriend. We were trying to get the girls when we was 15, 14 years old. And now these kids, they trying to get the weed. They're trying to get the dope. They're trying to get the guns at 15 and 16 years old. We have a problem.
When you graduated, go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, no, so I don't want to overstep, but I want to ask my man, did you have a positive male role model in your life, or because you just talked about your mom, and I'm wondering if you had that positive male role model, or just, like me, I grew up with uncles who just didn't give a hoot, you know what I'm saying? So
I like you said, I had uncles. My dad was in and out of jail. My dad was in and out of jail, but I had a strong mother, I had a strong family structure.
Yeah.
Period. Like aunties and like uncles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
older cousins and stuff like that. We had a good family structure.
Oh, okay.
So I really didn't, I miss my dad, but it didn't. I don't think it affected me like it do some kids. I think it's overrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I grew up the same way. I had an absentee dad, but other influences kept me going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to find out, because it's hard out there for young boys when they don't have that direction, they don't have that influence, and they just end up gravitating to wherever they end up.
Well, let me ask you something about the music then, since we all have a common link that we had good mothers. So let's get.
I'm sorry, I didn't say that. But you can continue. Okay. I didn't have a good mother. I had a mother who provided, but she wasn't a good mother.
Okay.
So
in today's music, is it that there's violence, or is it there's a lack of respect for women, so that these boys have no respect for any woman, and the women have no choice to be the backbones of the family? So now we got absentee guys who talking shit about women who are present, that nobody respects the women. Is that our downfall? Not the guns, but our lack of respect for the backbone.
So
go ahead.
Go ahead, DVP.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think it has a lot to do with, look, if you don't have the guidance, it comes down to, it depends on what you're dealing with. If you're in a situation where you in an environment where reputation and survival is key, then you're gonna see things and do things a certain way. But if you're in a different type of,
that's why I like Tupac. He said a lot of stuff that stuck with me that was good. You know what I'm saying? He changed over when he got the end of his career. You know what I'm saying? With Death Row, yeah. When he started hanging with that crew, he had to prove that who he was.
but he still made conscientious music.
Yeah, he did.
He still made Brenda's Having a Baby. He still made Dear Mama.
Well, Brenda Had a Baby was early. That was his early.
Yeah, but I'm saying he still stuck with that. He wasn't just about, even when he made most of his music, if we truth be told, were club songs you could dance to. They didn't have a, his thing with Biggie and Faith. Yeah, come on now. But when we start
good music, man,
when we start disrespecting the other ones, again, freedom of speech and consequences, because we have a choice in what we buy. These kids are hearing this music. It's got to come from somewhere. Who giving it out for free? We don't want to accept any responsibility. We keep saying the hood is broke, but we keep getting guns. We keep getting drugs. At some point, we can't keep turning a blind eye and waiting for the government to come do something that we're afraid to do or that we're scared to do. What I said on your show yesterday, Mo, Robert, we could go out there and see a young boy and I'm sorry, let me rephrase it. Our women could go out there and see a young girl doing something wrong and say something to her. The little girl, little boy, little kid gonna say, who the hell are you talking to? Their mama gonna show up saying, hey, don't nobody talk to my child like that. We talked about this village. Everybody wants something from the village, but they don't want to put that into the village or give the village no power unless the village is doing something for them.
And we're a long way from that.
No, how are we a long way from that?
We have gotten so far away from that mentality, man, that it's gonna take years to get that back, bro. Let's be honest. We gotta be honest about this. We gotta be honest that we're a long way from that. But we can start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We can start having like cookouts for the community and just, hey, y'all come on out, we're gonna eat, we're gonna fellowship together. And we're gonna have Miss Lady who used to pray on the street, she gonna say a prayer. All this stuff come into play, man. It's got to be spiritual. It's got to be educational. It got to be a lot of stuff involved in this because we're so far away from the village, that village thing, man. We're so far away from it.
Let me say this, man. I think both of y'all got a point, but I'll just say this. There's a lot of work to do, but what's gonna change the timing of when things get done and how they get done is if you get the right champions in place. You need the right influential people. There's people that there's just like, listen, if you go to church and you go there and you listen to your sermon, that's your leader right there. He can tell you what they want you to hear, or she can tell you what they want you to hear, and you can follow it and implement it as part of your life. We need that for communities.
Now let me be real.
Communities.
Now let me be real. Now in this climate, who is listening to the preacher? Who's listening to the preacher?
Well, the preacher got a bad reputation right now. I just use that as an example.
That's my point. That's my
yeah. But I just use that as an example.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. In our days, that worked.
Yeah, right.
We so far down the road, man. We got to start digging ourselves out this hole that we in, and there's no wrong answers. I think parents got to do better, fathers got to do better. You know what I'm saying? There's no wrong way. We got to try everything. We got to do we got to do what Kanye said. DEFCON on the culture. DEFCON 3 on the culture. You know what I'm saying? We got to destroy this culture that we built, this gangsterism. We got to destroy that culture.
But again, are we talking about the masses or the minorities? Because let's just say for shits and giggles, if a rapper get killed every 3 weeks and it's 52 weeks in a year, what is that? 27 killings? Is that really a cultural problem, or is that a them problem? See, sometimes where we lose people is we try to make a nigger problem a black people problem, and they two separate issues. And it's no different when I say when we trying to ascend, we can't take everybody. Some people want to be parasites. We keep trying to save those that don't want to be saved. We keep trying to save those who will say it's all of us when it ain't. With the prevalence of crack in the 80s, why is it we ain't crackheads? Everybody wasn't that weak. The ones that are weak, we can't keep trying to save them. We got to go on and put them out the pasture. That is the only way that we will ever survive, because we keep trying to get everybody. We got to take it. No, we can't take everybody. And we building our communities, everybody can't be invited, because then you invite destruction. Because look at the famous black people who have fallen financially and see what they all have in common. They had a black inner circle that they trusted their money with, who got greedy and stole from them, who got greedy and left them broke, because they wanted to keep their boys close to them when their boys didn't have their best interests. And as long as we keep doing this, as long as we keep promoting the culture of it's okay to be an absentee dad, it's okay to flex and come to the club and not take care of your kids, it's okay to keep talking shit about your child's mother, but that was your choice. Now there's a consequence. Well, she won't let me do this, she won't let me do that. We talked about it ad nauseum. If you want to see your child, the courts will make it happen. The only reason you don't see your child is because you don't want to see your child, because you don't want to face the consequences of having been an absent, and now you don't want to pay. See, there is no excuse to not see your child in this 21st century. None. I understand why we don't want custody, because we don't want to. Most of us ain't built to be full-time parents like the mother was. But we can't keep doing this and trying to make it an everybody problem. We can't keep saying it's the whole race. And you know, I hate to use the word nigga, but we gotta start separating niggas from black people. They want two separate things. Black people want to ascend. Black people want to move out the hood. When we leave the hood, we ain't trying to go back for nothing. And without the honor, because the honor is what made all of us do what we did. We didn't want what you say, Rob, why you did certain things. Your mom was a good person. You did this when you was away from her. When you got back around her, you turned into little Robbie. because of that honor system. You don't want her to do this. I joined the military because I was doing something disgraceful, and it was my way out, because I didn't want to dishonor my mother. We don't have family honor anymore because that's not taught. And parents, effective parents, have to be friends 20% of the time, not 50, because for you to be able to talk to your kids and know what's going on, they got to be able to openly converse with you. See, most of us didn't have that. We could openly converse with our parents. We know better. If you talk to your kids like you're their parent all the time, they're going to shut the conversation down because you can't handle what's really going on in their world. This has been proven throughout time. That's why the pregnancy thing kept going up. I don't know what y'all parents told y'all, but they tried to scare us into not having sex. This shit don't work. The fear factor does not work. So at some point, we have to be real and look at our different circles and what affects our different circles. you talked about church. Now, there are some churches who are going to 21st century ministries. I saw a couple of them, because you can't keep telling kids if they have kids out of wedlock, they're going to hell. That's what ran them off, because there was nowhere for them to go to be understood. A lot of parents are doing the same thing. Oh, if you have a baby, you grown, you got to get out the house. Because we were doing things to destroy ourselves based on nothing that we knew or saw. It's just what we knew while claiming love. We got to redefine love, and we got to start showing this love. But we have to, we cannot get away from the topic. You're free to choose whatever you want to, but remember, all your choices, every single choice you make comes with consequences. Some good, some bad. If Robert want to make more money with his music, all Robert got to do is drop a couple of hoes and bitches. He's going to get a different audience who's going to probably spend a little bit more money. Is that what Robert want to do? You know, somebody hit me up to my, man, you should be more controversial on your show. You'll get more people. Well, I'm as controversial as I want to be. I'm not here to just to keep arguing, just to get people. I don't want that group. So at some point, you got to figure out what you want and what you're willing to do to keep it. With a lot of these people, rappers, Black guys, everybody, at what point is your soul for sale? The consequences are coming, good or bad. Are you there for the money? Are you there for the popularity? Or are you there for the message? I mean, we had Chuck D, KRS-One. They were more woke than Tupac, but we came from a different era. So as we passing stuff along, you know, we always talk about generational stuff. Why don't we pass that along? Most of us grew up listening to crazy ass music because that's what our mamas and dads listened to when they was cleaning the house on Sunday morning. When did we stop doing that? Why do we stop passing along the good values? All we talk about is slavery and shit that most of us never experienced. The good things that we got growing up, why don't we pass them along?
We should listen to Dolores. Dolores Tucker told us this was coming. You know Dolores Tucker. You know Dolores Tucker is?
I have no idea.
That's who Tupac was having issues with, because she was trying to ban that. She was trying to ban gangster rap back in the day. She was trying to ban it, and she went to Congress. She told Congress everything that's going on with this music, it was coming down the pipe. It was going to poison the kids' mind.
But why is this only happening? Because white kids do it a lot. Why is this only happening so much with us?
So let me make a comment on that, because this was something that I had realized some time ago, and it was that, you know, I think our young Black kids don't have a rite of passage. If you think, I went to a couple years ago, man, I went to this thing called a quinceañera, and a quinceañera, and it was a rite of passage for a little young Mexican girl, and they have them for the boys and the girls. And then you got the YMCA, which is Young Men's Christian Association. They got a rite of passage for the, you know, they got a little program for little young white boys and white girls, or what was usually for the white boys. But there's nothing, you can't even think of nothing where you got a rite of passage for our little young Black boys. And you know, that would actually help to satisfy the absentee dads too, you know, the training that they would get. So I think that's a huge missing piece for our culture.
What you got, Rob?
So what now?
So,
let me say this to Mo. What is a rite of passage? You know what I'm saying? That's what the kids gonna say. What is a rite of passage? They have no idea what a rite of passage is.
And that's why it's up to us, the people on this panel, to put that together so we can teach them. And what it is the principles. It's the principles of survival. It's the principles that you need to run your life by. It's guidance. Because right now, everybody running open loop. People just grabbing guns and going doing stupid things. And listen, they don't even understand the consequences if you get caught with this or if you do that. You know, we got you know, former police officers, you know, that can teach them those particular things. We got people that went through life, you know, elders that went through life, and we learned lessons. You know, that's the kind of the pass down that we need to create. That's what I'm talking about by rite of passage.
But even if we use, like I already said, back in our day, when we went to the prom, who went to the prom holding Uzis? Who went to the prom with these crazy outfits on? Who did this? We all dressed the part if we were gonna go to the prom. We had a criteria for school pictures. So we had visual rites of passage of how we were supposed to look. But what happened to all that? When did the prom become a crazy fest? We see these prom pictures every year with them getting wilder and wilder and wilder. And most of these kids ain't bought this stuff themselves. And we sit and we talk, and we talk about, again, freedom and consequences. It's 7:25, and I want to switch over just a second. As we sit back now, and it's November, a week before Super Tuesday, when we start talking about solutions, and now it's election time. At what point do we talk to our kids about elections and what that does? Because see, there's a consequence to our silence. If we ain't talk to our kids about the consequences of elections, just accepting fate or picking people based solely on color or something else. Again, our arrogance, our ignorance, and not wanting to discuss issues that we didn't know nothing about, because I'm sure most of our parents didn't discuss with us finances or politics. And hell, truth be told, they probably didn't discuss sex on a meaningful level. Excuse me, it seems to be, from most people I'm talking to, that too is a generational curse. It still ain't going on. Do we talk? We sit back. We're in the midst of right now, where one party wants to take away our right to vote and relegate us back to being true second and third class citizens. But amongst our own race, Robert, we get mad at people who ain't discussing reparations, who don't even have the authority to do reparations. And us older people, we love to quote Malcolm for whatever reason without understanding, because he talked about the ballot of the bullet, freedom and consequences. Treat the ballot like a bullet. If you ain't gonna vote for nobody, you just hold on to your gun. It's like playing a stupid football game. You losing by 2 points, you got 3 timeouts, but you ain't gonna use the timeouts to try to slow the clock down. You got a choice of doing something. You'd rather complain about something. Let me complain about the black person who won't do what I want specifically, while the white person say he want me to be a slave. Because one of the dumbest statements I've ever heard is, I'd rather deal with a racist who know he a racist than a black person who won't do nothing for me. Hold on. So you'd rather be a slave than lied to? Because that's all I'm hearing. Because Mo, you can lie to me all you want to. I can cut my conversation off with you, but I ain't going back to being a slave. So again, we will make choices. Oh, well, Mo Black, he should have did this, he should do that. And when we don't discuss government, because my biggest thing is everybody in government, every single person in government has sworn to do something for the people. Not for colors, not for whites. Do whites benefit? Yeah, because they have different conversations. Do blacks benefit? No, because we don't talk about it. Don't vote for them because they won't. What was the craziest thing I heard about Obama? Obama was a shitty president because he didn't do nothing about child support. You forgot to be shitty me. I heard 10 guys make that comment. He need to do something about child support. You do realize child support is a state level issue. Well, I voted for him because I thought he was going to do something. So you don't even know what politics is. You don't know who your mayor is or your governor. You don't know what they're supposed to do. Well, I don't worry about them. I just do this. We don't educate. We don't homeschool. We don't go to PTA meetings and see what school is teaching. So there are consequences to our absenteeism. Even if we are living with our children, do we know what's going on in their world, as you would say, Robert, when they go to school? Do we know what they're not being taught? Do we teach it at home? Do we educate them on real life and what they should be expecting? You know, it's great to give them positivity and tell them they can do whatever they want to, but when are we giving them the tools to do whatever they want to or be whoever they want to be? When do we give them that conversation as opposed to keep waiting for, again, somebody else to do it? Because that's the consequence that's killing us, in my opinion. Gentlemen?
Nah, I think you're 100% right, man, because I just, just use myself as an example, man. I didn't even know or understand what voting was till I was about 35. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Where, you're supposed to pick that up either at home or in some kind of school environment, somewhere you should pick that up so you can understand what you need, what your duty, what your civic duty is and what you need to do and how you can make changes. But I didn't get that till later in life. And it's just like, that's a crime, man. If you ask me, that's real tragedy. And maybe other people, that's the same thing with them. They're not having them talks at the dinner table. There's no pass down. I mean, I don't know, but could be the same thing.
I think voting is important, but what's equally important is us holding the people we vote for accountable. You know what I'm saying? We got to stay in your face. This is what you promised us. Where are you on this? Because when the Republicans didn't get what they want, what they did? They start putting people in who gonna listen to what they say. And unfortunately, most of those people were Marjorie Taylor Greens and Herschel Walkers, people who just gonna carry the water. And that's what we need. We need people who just gonna carry our water. You don't have to be articulate. Are you gonna carry the water? And that's our problem as liberal people. I'm assuming y'all liberal, you know what I'm saying? I'm mostly liberal. So I generally vote Democrat because I don't see a Republican that deals with most of the issues that I'm concerned about the way I want them to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I vote. I don't vote Democrat and Republican. It just so happens that the Democrat views are more fitting to what I believe in. I believe in pro-choice, but like I told a friend, pro-choice don't mean you're for abortion. Just because I'm pro-choice, that don't mean I'm for abortion. I just believe people should be able to make that choice on their own. You know what I'm saying? And if push comes to shove, you got to deal with your maker if you make the wrong move. So I'm for pro-choice in that area. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we got to hold these people accountable. We got to hold Warnock and Stacey Abrams. We got to hold them accountable. If you don't get if you don't do what you said you're gonna do, we'll get a new person. We're gonna primary you. Just like the Republic, we're gonna primary you if you don't start fighting for what we want.
But it's not so much as holding them accountable because a lot of them don't say nothing. At some point, we have to have a list of demands so that we have a bargaining chip. If I tell Mo,
my point, yeah.
If I only tell Mo I want $100, if Mo can't give me $100, he's screwed. But I didn't give him nothing else to deal with. And that's what we keep coming with something that when you understand politics, when you understand life, when you understand whatever, you have to have a list of things so that you have a point to negotiate because you're not going to get everything you ask for. So you got to accept that you're going to have some losses. Everybody keep hollering out reparations, but can't nobody tell me a good way that's going to be fair. So
exactly.
Reparations to me should be off the, yeah. But
you see the text I made? Like, what is reparation, dude?
Yeah, it should, to me, it should be off the table.
Hey, because I told her they're like going to McDonald's saying I'm hungry. Okay, but what you want?
Right, but and we don't know, and then we say people don't do what we want, but what have we told them that we wanted? So when they say they're trying to do this or this, if they're smart, they ain't gonna speak in terms of race because notoriously we don't financially support candidates. So who do you lean to? Who do you lean to? Mo, if Mo got a job and his job is paying him 300 grand a year and he got a friend who make 25 grand a year and somebody needs something, when Mo get told, hey, you need to come to work or you're going to lose your job, and the friend say, I need you right now, Mo got a choice. Do he want to help his friend who can't do nothing for him, or do he want to keep this job that's going to promote his lifestyle? And so we don't seem to get that because we always want somebody to stick by us and we don't offer nothing. Mo got a family. Mo got a whole lifestyle he got to support. Mo can't just leave his job for somebody who can't do nothing for him if he lose that job because they're not supporting him financially. And whether we like it or not, when our lifestyle depend on it, we're going to go to the safety and security of what they offer us. So when we want a good candidate, and I use Ferguson for an example, because when I first started doing the show, Ferguson was having all the problems. And I tell you, Roy had me doing the research. Ferguson was a black city, but they kept a white mayor and a white police chief for years and years and years. And I had to sit back and give some of the people the numbers. You are 75% black. You 75% black. There's no way a white man who don't give a shit about you should ever be winning. But most of them believe that their vote didn't count, so they didn't vote. So the mayor was winning. The amount of people who voted for the mayor that was winning did not even equate to 60% of the black people. Most of them just didn't vote. And I was like, damn, I got all these drug dealers, I got all this other stuff. Why don't y'all send one of these kids to college for political science and elect him mayor? The mayor elects the police chief, but y'all instead of getting shitted on because y'all scared of the system. Well, what's voting gonna do? What's voting gonna do? It ain't gonna do nothing if you don't do it. Nothing. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I just wanted to make a comment on what you just said, because I got told that when I was a teenager, you know, I got told, you know, a lot of people told me, you know, your vote ain't gonna count anyway. And you know, I ended up believing that, and I ended up, you know, implementing that into my, you know, how I moved until I got older and I was able to understand that that was not true. You know, so we need to get that message out there, man. It does matter.
Right. And we got to get the message out there that ain't nobody going to get everything they want. That shit is just not going to happen in life. But you need a list so that you got some negotiating points and you ain't just stuck on one point. Because yes, as Robert was talking about, I believe in pro-choice. But one of the biggest things that I hear when people say about pro-choice, and Robert did, I know he didn't do it on purpose. He said we need to give them a choice. It ain't them. We need to give the women a choice. Keep doing what you're doing, because they study taking shit away from us. Wow, before I vote for somebody black, they better say this, this, and this. They better tell me how many books they see in this hand, and they better talk about reparations, and they better eat chitlins. If they don't do that, I ain't voting for them. What's that got to do with anything?
That what you said though is it's a psychology, man, because that's a really good point. Because I can tell you right now, the mindset and the measure of how you measure like your own people is a lot higher than other people. Because like even when you go, let's say you go to a black restaurant, right? You got this criteria that they got to meet, or they're a bad restaurant. But you go into a white restaurant and it's like, oh, they messed up a few times. Yeah, it's okay, it's all right. You know, and that's just a mentality, man. Learn helplessness.
And we got to understand. Sam said that's the problem. Most people do not vote or think voting does nothing because both parties are supposedly the same. And sometimes in life, you know what you got to do, whether you like it or not, you got to pick the lesser of the two evils. But you can't just sit around and do nothing, because once you do nothing, you have no right to complain. But sometimes there is no great answer. There is no great answer. Mo want to help his friend, but he don't want to lose his house. Mo want to help his friend, but he don't want to get fired. There is no great answer. He got to take the lesser of the two evils, which is going to work and keeping his wife at home. And every you know, it's like we always want ice cream at the end of the fight. It's not going to be like that. Sometimes, you know, I didn't vote for the president when Hillary and Donald Trump ran, because I just didn't like either candidate. I hated both of them equally. I would never make that same mistake again. And you know, and I made a post for some of Robert people. I don't like a lot of things that Joe Biden has done. But if I had the choice to do it over again, I still would vote for Joe Biden. He was more presidential. Because you couldn't tell me that what Trump was doing was beneficial for people or black people, regular people or black people. Just couldn't. He set out a path of destruction for us. And to ignore that, oh, well, at least I know what he's doing. How do you know? He won't even admit he's doing it. So how do you know what he's doing? But we got that mindset that they're both devils. But you got to pick one, or one is going to be chosen for you. That's just life. You know, you ever seen that movie where they told the guy, you know, you got two kids, pick one, but one of them got to die. I refuse to pick one. So they kill both of them. Sometimes there are just no great choices, but you got to make one. And we can't keep sitting back letting people make choices for us and then getting mad because of the choice that they made that we gave to them, because we either chose ignorance. Well, I ain't gonna vote for nobody. Or I ain't gonna vote for the black person because they ain't saying what I want to hear. And I'm all for fairness. You know, me and Robert talked about this on his show. Well, what did the and I hate to make this racial, but what did the Republicans say that made you want to vote for them? Well, they ain't say nothing, but I don't expect nothing from them no way. Say that one more time. So you ain't gonna vote for the one who ain't saying what you want to hear, and you know, to them it makes sense. And,
yeah, exactly.
And, you know, I tell people, I ain't trying to tell nobody how to vote. We all got our own different agendas. I don't like this whole. I don't like none of this abortion stuff. None of it. I hate the GOP for that. But I hate the Democrats for this transgender shit. So both of them got 2 double negatives in my book. This whole getting reassigned and having boys play girls sports, I'm against all of that. But at some point, I gotta pick the lesser 2 evils. I gotta sit there and prioritize what's important to me, what's important to my family. It might be the same thing that's important to Mo, or even Robert. So I ain't gonna never tell nobody how to vote, but vote. But this is a conversation that we have to become more intelligent in, and we have to start openly discussing it, as opposed to talking about fucking Kyrie Irving or Real Housewives or some other dumb shit that serves us no real purpose. Because everything we do, the piper's being paid now. The consequences are bearing fruit. And it's sad how we are losing, and we're okay with it because we've been okay with it. And again, I ain't gonna knock religious people, but how long are we gonna keep praying for shit? I mean, did somebody pray that these people keep dying because the shit everybody you're praying for still dying? So let's do it. Let's be a little bit more physically proactive. Let's educate.
Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. You know, it ain't that the prayer's not working. It's just we ain't putting in the work.
But we don't know what the work is.
Oh, we know what the work is.
No, we don't. Just like Robert.
It's grassroots. It's boots on the ground. That's what the work is. I think we're not gonna fix that on social media.
Why not? Social media is the best place.
This is a good place to talk about it and discuss it. But eventually we got to have boots on the ground.
But Robert, without social media, I wouldn't know Mo. Me and Mo can sit around and discuss some things and come up with a plan. Mo can set out the same plan in Arizona that I can in Georgia. If it was us up to meet each other, what are the chances we'd ever bump into each other or exchange ideas? So this is what we have to, when I talk about.
Yeah, that's my point. I say this is good for discussing and meeting and coming up with talking about a plan, but eventually the boots gonna have to be on the ground.
Yeah, there's got to be an action phase. You know what I'm saying? There got to be an action phase. This is a discussion phase.
What good is a boost without a plan? We keep doing stuff without a plan. We doing stuff on emotion. Every time somebody get killed, we go out, we march, we pray, we forgive, we repeat. It's like washing clothes. When are we gonna do something? You know, I saw a thing where the black people went to Stone Mountain again. For what? The Klan ain't been seen in years. Ain't nothing happening in Stone Mountain. Y'all worried about a rock. People are getting killed in neighborhoods. Don't nobody want to patrol, but y'all, we're gonna tell them we don't like these Confederate statues. Okay, I don't like them either, but what are they hurting right now? If we're listing priorities, what are these Confederate statues hurting? Because for all that shit that they doing, unless I just missed something, didn't they just celebrate Columbus Day a month or so ago? And we know he bogus. But we ain't got rid of Columbus Day, which is something that they teach in school to the kids. Mo, you don't have kids, Mo. Do you even know what Stone Mountain is, Mo?
No, I don't.
See, so why is it so important?
Where you from, Mo?
Here in Arizona.
Oh, in Arizona. Okay.
So it ain't even something that affect us as people. So why are we so concerned if we looking to uplift black people about stinking statues? But Columbus Day, Mo know what Columbus Day, Robin know what Columbus Day is. It's a federal holiday for somebody who we know wasn't shit. So if we gonna do something, let's do something meaningful. A lot of times we do stuff and we want to be patted on the back. Look at what I'm doing. Look, I bought books for 3 kids. Okay, well that's more than you. But okay, but what did buying books for 3 kids do? Did you tell them how to use the book? Did you make sure they can read? Some kid just got denied a scholarship because his grade point average wasn't high enough. In the 12th grade and he reading at a 3rd grade level. The dad got mad and wanted to blame all the teachers. Your son ain't never read to you? You got a 12th grade son who's an athlete You've been in his game, but you didn't know he couldn't read. Oh, it's the system. How is that the system? You don't ever have your child just read to you or have a conversation and know that they're illiterate. But you got your hopes pinned on this football scholarship. You don't care about nothing else. This is what we're doing wrong. And we blame everybody else because we don't realize the consequences of inaction. And it sucks. It sucks. Robert, how many boys you got?
5 boys.
5. Who's your focus? Your kids, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know who my focus is? My kids. My focus is family. It's hard enough for us to do stuff for the masses because now when the world is so unsafe. Here, I sometimes I'll be wanting to do something, but I'm thinking, is this shit gonna be safe? I don't want to go to a neighborhood where I gotta sit there and take my pistol and come with my M42 just because of where I am. Trina don't want none of that shit. So how can I help them if I'm already nervous because it's a Wild Wild West mentality? Who wants to operate in that? Mo, do you want to volunteer in a place where they're having shootouts every weekend? Do you want to give them 6 hours on Saturday knowing that there's going to be a shootout? You just don't know when?
Hell no. I mean, I grew up in that environment. I got the hell out of there. I don't want to go, you know.
Right. So how do we help them? We all smart enough now not to want to be shot at. We ain't going to invite them to our house because we don't know them like that. So how do we bridge that gap to get to the help?
I think the safety is in numbers, man. You know what I'm saying? The safety, it's like when Dr. King went places, they know they were gonna be bricks and rocks and bottle thrown at them. But sometimes you got to buck up, man. If we're gonna make changes, do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have enough men who willing to do it. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have enough arms. It ain't about me, it's about arms now. Hell, what's the name who just got shot? He had an entourage. And according to him, he got shot by friendly fire. So what good to having people around him do? What good did it do?
I'm talking about something on a larger scale, man.
But see,
2 or 3 dudes going
but Robert, how we gonna get to larger? How we gonna get to, if we can't get it done right on a small scale? How we gonna get it done right on a larger scale?
Because these conversations are being had all over America, man. This same conversation is being had all over America. Some kind of way we all got to link up some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? We got to link up in Arizona and Georgia and, you know, BTs out in Houston. Everybody, it's a lot of people feeling the same way, man. It's time to make a move. You know what I'm saying? My biggest fear is leaving this place in the worst shape than when, you know what I'm saying? I want to see change begin before I leave this earth. I want to see us start to turn back the clock, to go back the other way from where, you know what I'm saying, to where we used to be.
You got your generation.
I want to see that change begin, you know what I'm saying?
You done had 2 generational changes, Robert. You got a black president, you got a black female vice president. Yeah, you even got a black.
That ain't what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You talking about black faces in white places. You know what I'm saying?
You said change. At some point,
that ain't change. That ain't the change I'm talking about. That's just a place in the place.
But you demonstrated my point.
And that was inspirational. Obama was inspirational, but
when we ask for something, we got to be specific because you asked for some change. I gave you 3. You didn't like them. That's our problem. We're not specific with our requests because I just gave you 3 to what you specifically asked for. Now you're saying something different. That's why we got to be so specific. We have to start small so we can write these things down and play devil's advocate with each other so we can say, hey, what does that mean? What does this mean? It's like the term when people say, I want to be rich. You got to define rich. For somebody who ain't ever had nothing, $1,000 is rich. For other people, it's 10,000. For some people, it's $1 million. You can't just go to McDonald's and say, I'm hungry. Because they're going to give you what they want you to have, which is food. And you say, well, I ain't want that. But when they ask you what you want, you just said, I'm hungry. That's what we do. That's what we as a black people love to do. We love to say we're hungry, but we don't know what we want to eat. Whatever they give us, we don't like it. And we got to be more specific. We have to be, or else we're going to have to keep taking what they give us because they heard what we asked for. because we ask generically.
I just say, man, look, there's enough people in power positions now, enough black people in power positions now where these types of changes could really be done. Now, we down here at the grassroots level, you know what I mean? We probably middle class, you know, somewhere between middle class or whatever. There's people that are rich that need to come out and start driving some of these initiatives. You know, they got the money, they got the, you know, look, we talk about Kanye West and all, you know, the money he losing and this and that. Man, some of that could have been put into the campaign we talking about. Why, you know what I mean? What, you doing stupid, excuse my language, you doing stupid shit. And you know, where he could be driving campaigns that's going to help his people.
Exactly.
But that's a good point.
Exactly. Find a candidate that's going to carry a water, and we're going to push the money behind him. But that's how you think Herschel Walker get this for? He's just in white. He's in blackface. All Herschel Walker is no, seriously. It's white people. They're so smart. They're gonna put a black face on it. They so smart, man. That they put a black face on it, and everybody know Herschel Walker gonna carry that water for them.
Right, but he got financial backing. See, we keep wanting something, but we don't want to put no skin in the game.
But see, that's what Mo was talking about. You could have took that money. He could have took that money he losing and did that.
But okay, now considering that he could have done that, so he ain't done it. Why are we supporting him? He ain't supporting us.
Well, hell, I think he conservative. He wouldn't have helped anyway. He probably put money behind Republican too.
Well, why ain't Nick Cannon doing it? Why whoever these millionaires we keep making millionaires and billionaires, when we support them, why don't we make sure they support our narrative? See, Robert Kraft. And people say, why are you a Patriot friend? I say, look up Robert Kraft and look what he's done for black people. He sent a group of black people to the Holy Land every year. He helped get Meek Mill out of jail. He helped Meek Mill start a little campaign for people. I said, see, y'all don't realize how good Robert Kraft has been to black people because y'all hate the Patriots. I say, but sometimes you got to look at what people are doing before you start hating on them generically. But we so color struck about, we let our biases get in the way of everything. But people who do for us are the ones we'll shit on the quickest. I'm not a Home Depot fan, but Robert, you from the South. When the snowstorm hit, what store opened up and let people sleep in there? Home Depot. So even though I'm not a Falcon fan, I will always support Home Depot because they didn't have to open up the stores and let people sleep. Lowe's didn't do it. Kmart didn't do it. But he opened up every Home Depot to let people come in. Turned on heaters and furnaces, let them eat the can and stuff. People forget that. Oh, I ain't never supporting Arthur Blank. He supported so-and-so. I don't care who he supported. In a time of need, he supported needy people. But we don't have these conversations because we get so sensitive and sentimental, emotional, we miss the big picture. Do I feel like most politicians are ignoring black people? Absolutely. Black men. It's been written over and over again that we are the group that is least catered to. Why is that? We're the most emotionally insecure group around. We don't vote.
And we probably spend the most money.
So, you know,
trillions of dollars into the economy.
On bullshit. If they gave us stimulus checks, Mo, Robert, if they gave every black man a stimulus check, let's just say $100 grand. How many of them gonna spend? How many Cadillac dealerships gonna blow up because of that? How many rim shops gonna blow up because of that?
Jewelry stores.
I'm giving me a Chevrolet, man.
So you know, but it's crazy. But that's part of the fear of reparations. If they give us money, what are we gonna do with that money? Because hell, when they gave us a $2 grand. Most of us didn't even pay rent. We went on.
Black people got to come together, unite, to help to do good in their communities and by their people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying right now that I agree, man. It's a good thing to do, but it's just unprecedented. You know, we got to change. You got to change mindsets first. You got to get people thinking a different way before something like that could ever happen. I mean, you got people like. Why? How come LeBron James, Tyler Perry, Jay-Z, and Oprah haven't gotten together to start this process? Because those people could definitely affect the change. It takes money to run a campaign. You know what I mean?
But why aren't we asking them why they're not doing it?
Because I don't got their phone number. I can't get in touch with
I'm
them.
talking about, you know.
Yeah, or making a demand.
We can start you don't have to start the conversation, you know what I'm saying?
We don't start the conversation. We don't like Oprah. We don't like LeBron. So why would they support us? We turned on Oprah. We turned on LeBron. Why would they support us? Why would they?
Well, I'll tell you the why. You know what I'm saying? The why is because I don't think those people would be in the position they are in today if it wasn't for Black people. That's why. White people didn't get those people the accolades and the position they have today. I can guarantee you that.
Now, I can say that about LeBron, but I can't say that about Oprah.
Color purple, man.
White people put on the map, man.
Oh yeah.
White people love the Oprah Winfrey show.
Oh, yeah.
And as much as we want to talk trash, I'm willing to bet dimes and dollars that part of Robert's son's success is off of little white kids.
Yeah.
But we'd rather find ways to dog him as opposed to push him up, because too many times we look for the negative stuff.
Yeah,
as opposed to what's positive.
Yeah, and I don't think people understand the power of starting those narratives. That negative narrative, man, that can impact a lot of people. I mean, look at Facebook. You can say something on Facebook and impact thousands of people.
And we don't realize the power of shutting down negative conversations. Exactly. And I'm all for a good back and forth as long as it's fact-filled. But everybody, we love to talk negative about Black people with the quickness. But you know, and people will defend, like I said, people will defend Kanye. But when you ask it, why does he deserve my support? Oh, because he's a Black man. Okay, so why LeBron don't deserve my support? Why Oprah don't support? Oh, because they sellouts. What do they do to sell out? Kanye married a white girl. He told y'all he was gonna marry a white girl. Kanye got shoes that are overpriced. He got clothes that are overpriced. What is he doing for us? Oh, he gonna build a village for Black people. Well, he had $1 billion in assets. Why he didn't do it? When is he gonna do all this stuff y'all keep saying he gonna do?
Yeah, I you know, maybe y'all got data, but I don't really know what Kanye has done for the Black institution.
Yes, you do.
I don't know what he done.
You got the same data we got, ain't shit. He made some nice songs. Robert told you what he did.
Yeah, because that's ridiculous, man. How you know, I'm not following nobody like that, man. You got to do something.
So it's 7:58. So we got to get ready to close out. Mom, I'm gonna let you start, sir.
All right, yeah, man. This was what you want me to hit on, DVP? Just what I do and some of my
whatever you want to give us, player.
All right, yeah, man. Listen, we got to do more of these shows, man, because we got to touch our people. We got to get people. This is step number one, and that's the conversation. It might be just a few people here, but you know, this is a very important conversation that's going to lead us to, you know, like Martin Luther King said, lead us to the promised land, man. We got to have these conversations. We got to talk. We gotta come to common terminologies. We gotta you know, talk about the problems in our communities and come together, man. So glad to be on the show, DVP.
Always glad to have you. Now my player partner Ace, who got 12 different names, is on the run from the feds. but so Rob, make sure you mention your show now. But go ahead and tell us who you are and what you do, and about your event coming up.
Yeah, I'm finna text my website, my web page. So everything is connected to my my website, man. So once they go to my website, rlstaffordmusic.com, you can follow my podcast. Everything that I got something to do with anything, you can follow me there. You know, rlstaffordmusic.com. You can see my podcast. You can listen to my music. You can check out the show that I got coming up on Thanksgiving weekend. It's going to be a tribute to like the old school singers like Otis Redding and, you know, all the old school singers. I'm going to do a tribute. And they also I'm a producer of the show that's coming out, Celebrity Mamas Check-In. We're going to be shooting Kiki's Wise Mama's episode that day. So Y'all might be on TV, y'all buy the ticket and come on in and support your boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all the best I can get, baby. You know what I'm saying? This I'm the best singer you never heard. Put it like that.
And tell them about the overflow.
Everything overflow, the Everyday People Show, man. We go every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Everybody's invited. I post the link out. Anybody come on, we just chop it up. All we ask y'all to do, be respectful to those who's on the show. You know what I'm saying? We just chop it up, man. Just have a good time, man. But I try not to invite DVP because he chew up all the airspace, you know. No, I'm just joking with him, man. He always provides some. No, he always provides some good commentary, man, and I appreciate that brother right there, man. He's a good guy, man, when he want to be, you know. So yeah, so y'all follow me rlstaff@media.com and just check out my website, man. And I appreciate the DVP with letting me come on and say something. I thought you were just gonna let me say 3 words, but you actually let me talk. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Before I start killing everybody,
hey, look like me and Mo shop at the same art place, don't it?
Yeah, man. I saw. I was checking you. I know where you got that from.
All right. I'm DVP. This was the Bald Head Ho Show, starring Robert Stafford. Check him out. Check him out on Overflow. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened. He probably got suspended from his job because he always swear he got to work. That's why he can't come to the show. I want to thank Mo for coming back. Like I said, we're gonna do some more of these shows because we're gonna push this man thing because men have got to step up. We got to stop blaming women for everything, even if it's that. Even if you think it's their fault, be the captain of the ship. Say I made a bad choice. Either fix your choices or fix your decision-making skills. But quit blaming everybody else. Say, you know, it's okay to say, damn, I was wrong. You can't fix a problem until you know what caused the problem. And that's what we got to stop doing all this. It's November the 2nd. Y'all still got a week. Y'all got like 6 days. Go vote. Go vote. Go vote. If you missed this or for whatever dumb reason you got, start paying attention to politics. Know what's going on in your local area. If you're going to vote, and I'm going to stick by this, if you don't know a whole lot, pay more attention to what's going on locally than you do nationally. The national politics will affect you, but local politics affects everyday living. It affects your streets, your schools, how you live, everything. Start paying attention. Read. If you don't know, ask some people. Get 2 or 3 opinions. Don't let anybody who tell you who to vote for, just start ignoring them. Let them give you opinions and give you some facts and go from there. All right. So, like I said, this is
come on over, have a drink with me, man.
You won't give me the address, and you know I'm a tequila guy, brother. You know I'm a tequila.
Come on, get some of the hen dog.
Shoot me the address, and I'll come over to Rob. You playing?
I got you covered. I got you covered, man. I got you covered, bro.
Hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. You know, until next week, peace, popcorn, and chicken grease.